Musta tayo mga kaibigan? Ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito na naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And of course, today is a Sunday and May 10 na po. No? May 10 na. And a very significant day para sa ating lahat. No? Dito sa mundo po because today we are celebrating Mother's Day. Importante talaga ang mga nanay natin po, ang mga mothers natin. And sana lang po, no? Sana lang po, we did not forget, hindi kayo nakalimutan mag-greet ng Mother's Day sa mga nanay natin po. Today po, no? Today is Mother's Day celebration po. We are celebrating. Not only sa Philippines, not only dito po sa Asian countries, but throughout the world, we are celebrating itong araw na ito po as Mother's Day. So, on behalf of Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, and of course, ako, ang pamilya ko, ang misis ko, si Mary Lou, ang mga anak ko po, si Shane, si Saint, si Nicky, si Marco, and si Shane, and si Jeb, no? Si Jetty, no? Lahat sila po, no? We would like to greet each and everyone, all mga mothers po, happy Mother's Day, no? Happy Mother's Day po. And nakita natin sa mga social media posts, ang dami talaga, no? Ang dami talaga yung mga posting, mga greeting sa mga nanay. Some, they're greeting their mothers, happy Mother's Day po. And some, they're also greeting, maskin nawala na sa mundo ang mga nanay nila. Sabi nila, happy Mother's Day, Mama or Mommy in heaven. No? So that only shows that how much tayo, mga tao po, mga anak, no? Ang mga husband, no? How much we salute and salute ang role ng nanay sa pamilya natin po, no? Sa pamilya natin po. And sana lang po, all the mothers, no? Bigyan natin ngayon sa kanila special attention. Special attention po dahil ito na po ang araw ng mga nanay today. So, again, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to each and everyone ng mga nanay natin. Welcome na welcome kayo po ang mga Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia, especially dito sa Sabah, as well as ang mga Filipinos sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, particularly itong mga overseas Filipino workers, mga Filipino migrants, and huwag natin kalimutan din po ang mga OF o ang mga kaibigan, kapatid, and kababayan natin po dyan sa bayan natin, which we call the Philippines po. Welcome na welcome kayo po dito sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico on a Sunday. Medyo late tayo ngayon dahil alam na natin po, no? Alam na ninyo, bilang isang believer ng Roman Catholic faith, I have to attend muna ang obligation natin, ang mass natin po, Sunday masses. And after ang Sunday masses po, normally I will spend a minute or two or an hour or two po sa mga kababayan natin po dito sa Kota Kinabalu to chit-chat muna tayo po and kung ano ang sitwasyon ng mga Filipinos dito po sa Sabah, dito po sa Kota Kinabalu, and we exchange whatever ideas mayroon kami, and at the same time we exchange greetings po, hindi lang Sunday greetings, but also ngayon po ang Mother's Day greetings po. So medyo na-late tayo, and of course after Mass I normally bring my wife, and of course ngayon nandito ang youngest daughter ko po sa Kota Kinabalu, and I make it a point that after Mass we go out and have our brunch, no? Breakfast and lunch na yon po. And after that we spend I spend time with them, going to the malls and see what is happening around dito po sa Kota Kinabalu. So at least I will be able to inform sa mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico of mga latest updates din po natin dito sa Kota Kinabalu. So far so good. Weather condition dito sa Kota Kinabalu, we are enjoying a good weather condition, except that we have some rain but hindi ito storm. And in fact, we are a little bit, sabihin natin, alarmed on the storm. No? Expected kagabi and today po, ang typhoon na Kaloy dyan po sa Pilipinas. So far, everything is running smoothly. No? Dyan po sa, when it comes to the weather condition, dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dahil po si typhoon na Kaloy. Typhoon Kaloy. As what I said, kung pangalan ng typhoon is, or storm is male, no? O lalaki po, ibig sabihin po, that is that strong compared to yung mga storm, no? Ang mga typhoon po, ang pangalan nila ay babae po, no? Babae. Normally, malakas yun po kung babae na ang pangalan ng typhoon natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. And so far, ngayon, parang siguro we are going to experience some drizzling dito po sa Kota Kinabalu, dito talaga po sa area ko po, sa Penampang District. But so far, everything is okay. Everything is okay. Okay, today I'm going to touch some issues po, no? I'm going to touch some issues which I gathered that this kind of, or this issue po, ang mga reaction ng mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah, ang issue tungkol sa impeachment. Bukas na yan po, no? Ang House of Representatives during the plenary session nila, dyan po sa House of Representatives sa Maynila, now they are going to vote, no? Vote whether they will go for the impeachment or made the official announcement that Inday Sara Duterte, ang Vice President natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, will be officially impeached. And if they will be able to get this required vote of 1/3 among the 318 congressmen, required 1/3 lang po. And if they can get that number, ibig sabihin po, officially, si Inday Sara Duterte will be impeached dyan po sa Kamara o dyan po sa House of Representatives. After which, the impeachment article will be transmitted to the Senate, and the Senate now, not as a senator judges, no? The Senate now will vote whether they will push through. There is a reason that they have to push through with the full-blown impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. And once the senators, ang mga senators natin, will vote, no? Majority of them will vote to conduct itong full-blown impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. So, ibig sabihin po, no? Ibig sabihin po, most likely po, it jumpstart by June, kasi Mayo tayo ngayon, no? Mayo tayo ngayon. And there are some talks also, rumors, that it could also be possible immediately po, no? Immediately. Once they will receive ang Senado ang impeachment article of Inday Sara Duterte, so they will immediately convene ang impeachment trial ni Inday Sara Duterte. Let's see po what will happen this week. No? Let's see. Bukas and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday po, tingnan natin po anong mga latest updates po. And of course, kayo po, you will be properly informed dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, ang mga latest updates natin tungkol sa issue dyan po sa Pilipinas. And the other issue that I'm going to touch also is tungkol ang announcement made by GMA5 yesterday ito po, no? Medyo nagiging hot issue ito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang sa Pilipinas po, dito din sa Malaysia, when we heard that ang GMA5 reported sa news nila po that na-receive na po ang Interpol ang warrant of arrest against Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Ronald Bato de la Rosa po. Kaya nga medyo nagiging maingay dyan po sa Pilipinas, both those on the camp, those supporting ang mga Dutertes and those supporting ang gobyerno po. And a check on the news, no? narinig din natin po, or ako mismo po, I went to Google and check, na narinig natin po na there is no such thing as new ICC warrant of arrest issued kay Senator Bato de la Rosa and any other personality po, no? Involved sa kaso, case ni Tatay Digong, who is now detained dyan po sa The Hague, sa ICC Detention Center. Detention Center. So mayroon mga malungkot, mga observation coming from this mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah. Likewise, mga Filipinos dyan po sa Pilipinas, nakita natin po mixed reaction coming from many Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, but also Filipinos outside the country. Mixed reaction po. May positive, mayroon din negative. But karamihan po negative. Karamihan po negative, no? Karamihan po negative. And mayroon din mga sabihin natin na reaction coming from itong mga sabihin natin politician natin po. Alright, so umpisa na tayo. And since we are celebrating Mother's Day ngayon, nakita natin po may mensahe din si Vice President na Inday Sara Duterte. She also greeted all the mothers, no? All the mothers sa Pilipinas, sa mundo, Happy Mother's Day po. And she was saying, she was reminding us that importante talaga ang role ng mga mothers o nanay natin po sa buhay ng mga pamilya po, no? Mga pamilya. And it is very obvious naman po, no? Lahat naman tayo po, no? Wala tayo dito sa mundo kung hindi dahil sa nanay natin po at saka sa tatay natin. That is given na yun po. But kung makita ninyo po, paano? If you compare, I don't want to compare, but anyway, if we compare po, no, ang role ng nanay saka ang tatay po sa pamilya po, mas mabigat. For me, mas mabigat ang role ng mga nanay natin po dahil from the very beginning, they have to undergo itong they take care ang bata sa tiyan nila po for 9 months. After that, they will deliver ang baby, no? And it doesn't end there, no? Although masakit talaga yon ang delivery, but it doesn't end there once lumabas ng bata, but it is only the beginning of their role as a mother po, no? As a mother. From girlfriend to a wife and a wife to a mother. Yon po ang transition po, no? So, they have to make sure, or they will always secure ang mga anak nila po, no? Yon talaga po. Nobody can deny that ang role ng nanay po is very important sa pamilya po. And very, talaga sila protective sa mga anak nila po, no? Samantala, ang tatay naman po, yes, we play a very important role because we are the breadwinner. Breadwinner tayo po. In other words, we make sure that may pagkain sa table or sa lamesa po, no? Ang misis natin at saka ang mga anak natin po. And we make sure both ang tatay at saka ang nanay po, both of them will make sure that these children will be properly guided, no? And they will make sure that this will be a well-rounded person when they grow up po, no? Well-rounded person when they grow up. So yun po, this is a family po, no? Family. So whether we like it or not po, no? Yun po ang role ng nanay at saka ang tatay. Don't worry po, sa next month na naman po, second Sunday yata, third Sunday ng June, we are going to celebrate also. Mga tatay, don't worry, mayroon din tayong araw po. Sa June, I think second or third week, third Sunday of June, we will be also celebrating our Father's Day po. Ingat lang tayo. Ingat, hintay-hintay lang tayo ang oras natin po sa Father's Day. Alright. So, okay, let's go to itong sitwasyon ngayon po sa Pilipinas. Now, to start with po, let's talk about itong warrant of arrest kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Very confusing ito po. I don't know po. Is this a fake news? Or ano ito po? Is it a scripted one? We don't know po. And narinig natin that ang gobyerno natin, ang gobyerno ng Marcos administration is very particular when it comes to information dissemination po. When we talk about information dissemination, in other words po, the government doesn't want that mayroon tayo misinformation and of course fake news po. Hindi totoong mga balita po. Now, let's see po what happened yesterday. Ang GMA5, no? I'm not putting the blame on them. But being as a responsible journalist din po, I just wanted to, I hope I'm wrong, no? Why is it na lumabas ang istorya po na mayroon na daw, nag-issue daw warrant of arrest ang ICC against Senator Bato de la Rosa. Yun po ang report, ha? I'm not saying it. Yun po ang report ng GMA5. No? So, hindi ba sila nag-vet? Sino ang source nila? Sino talaga ang source nila po? Because, only to find out that even the government, ang gobyerno natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, they also denied that na receive sila ng ICC warrant of arrest against Senator Bato de la Rosa. Na bakit lumabas yun po? Bakit lumabas yun po istorya? Yan ang mga tao dito po sa Pilipinas, sa mga Filipino sa Sabah is questioning. Why? Lumabas ang legit media outlet, GMA5, itong storya po. And according to the report din, narinig natin, that the warrant of arrest sa istorya po, itong warrant of arrest, ang Interpol claim that they received. Ang Interpol po. Ang Interpol. But ang gobyerno natin, especially si DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla, sabi niya, none yet. Wala pa rin po. Wala pa rin din po yung warrant of arrest nag-submit or they receive the copy of the warrant of arrest neither dyan po from Interpol or direct from the ICC po. And nakita din natin po when I Google na I was trying to check ang mga news dyan po sa ICC, International Criminal Court po. And there's no such thing. And in fact, ang ICC denied that there was an issuance of warrant of arrest kay Bato de la Rosa or any other person dyan po sa Pilipinas. So ang question mark po, ano ba ito? Ano ba ito? Is this something to do with the political landscape or scenario ngayon sa Pilipinas? Is it meant to confuse ang mga Filipinos? Is it a diversional tactic again? Or ano po? You cannot blame us kung mga Filipinos, many of the Filipinos is thinking this way now. Because narinig na natin po, ilang beses na yun po, ang mga even statement coming from the government, Marcos administration po, nagiging either hindi totoo and they will say na sorry or hindi yung totoo ang statement or they will say a different story po. Different story. Yet, to come to think of it, I don't know if you will agree with me. Ang National Bureau of Investigation just recently, they said no, we are monitoring lahat itong mga those involved sa social media, mga posting, they are carefully monitoring po because they don't want na mayroong fake news po or unconfirmed or disinformation news po given to the public. Now, will the government or NBI now investigate itong GMA5? Dahil hindi totoo yan po. Walang warrant of arrest. Will they also call and investigate si Secretary John Vic Remulla tungkol itong issue? Sa palagay ninyo po, kailangan pa ba yun investigation? Kung sincere talaga ang gobyerno, ang NBI, when they say that they are closely monitoring and they are very strict, and they will make sure that the long arm of the law will be enforced to anybody without selective, no? Without or not being selective po, maskin sino, basta you violated the cybercrime law, or you put out itong fake news po, then you will be subject for investigation, and if found guilty, you will be punished po. You will be punished. So let's see po what will happen. Ito po ang sentimento ngayon ng mga tao. So let me share with you po itong istorya. Mayroon tayong dito mga istorya po, no? For your information po, no? For your information, let me share with you po. The International Criminal Court or ICC has not issued any arrest warrant in relation to the crime against humanity case against former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito po ang news, ha? No public arrest warrants have been issued in relation to the situation in the Philippines. ICC spokesperson Orien Millet told reporters kahapon ito po. When a press if a confidential warrant had been issued against Senator Ronald De La Rosa, she said, "We cannot speculate on these matters or on any confidential information." Citing sources, News 5 po reported that the International Criminal Police Organization or Interpol had already received the arrest warrant against De La Rosa. Yun po, sabi ang News 5. Ang Interpol, they already received ang warrant of arrest against De La Rosa. A check earlier, kahapon po, on the ICC's website, ako din po, I checked, showed that no such development. The ICC does not always disclose if any arrest warrant has been issued against an individual. Quoting po, I can neither confirm nor deny, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said in a text message when sought for confirmation kahapon po. None yet to my information, sabi din si Department of Interior and Local Government or DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla when asked if he already has a copy of the warrant. But he said the DILG is not taking any chances as it started mobilizing 10,000. Remember po, 10,000 police officers for possible manhunt operation against the senator who has not been seen in police scenes in the public since November last year when rumors of this impending arrest by the ICC first emerged. Sino ba yun po? Who first announced na mayroon na daw po warrant of arrest galing sa ICC against De La Rosa? Sino yung nagsabi po? The one who said that was the elder brother of John Vic Remulla, Secretary John Vic Remulla, who was then, during the time, he was the Department of Justice Secretary. And currently, ngayon po, he is the Ombudsman dyan po sa Pilipinas. And I'm referring to Jesus Crispin Remulla po. No? It was, I think, in November. And from November, January, February, March, April, May, ngayon na po lumabas na naman itong storya warrant of arrest. And hindi totoo po. Ewan ko kung totoo yun o hindi totoo, but kung totoo yun po, sana may kopya na po. No? May kopya na po. Now, ang mga Filipinos dito po, they are asking, Sir, kaninang umaga ito, they were asking me, Sir Nick, ano ba ito? Parang we feel very insulted. Sabi ko, bakit? We feel very insulted because instead hearing from our own government, mga officials natin po, dyan po sa Pilipinas, instead of saying, let's say for example, sabi nila, mayroon na po, totoo yung istorya na may ICC warrant of arrest. Instead, ang gobyerno will say or protect ang Constitution, the Philippine Constitution, and protect the rights of the Filipinos po, no? Sana sabi niya, okay, kung sakali totoo, mayroon na, we will receive itong ICC warrant of arrest. Now, we will make sure, sana lang po, sabi daw sana ni Remulla, na sana lang po, ang statement ni Remulla should be this way. We will make sure that if we receive this warrant of arrest, we will make sure that our Constitution will be respected by ICC because we have to refer the matter to the Supreme Court. Kasi yun ang Constitution natin po. No? Instead of just sabihin natin cooperating with the so-called ICC warrant of arrest, be it direct from the ICC or through the Interpol. Sana ganun daw po, no? Sana po si Remulla also mentioned that we have to respect the rights of every Filipino. Nobody, a foreign country, a foreign court can just simply come in and get ang mga Filipinos and bring them to the court, foreign courts po, and do the trial doon po. Just like what really happened kay Tatay Digong. We don't want repetition po. And that is this very reason why si Senator De La Rosa went on hiding po because there is no guarantee, no? There is no guarantee once ang police authorities natin po sa Pilipinas will arrest him, there is no guarantee that he will be brought to the Philippine court, which is functional. Takot siya baka it will happen like what happened kay Tatay Digong. And if this will happen, so, kaya nga sabi nila po, if the first time you've been fooled, if the first time you have been fooled, then you have been fooled. But if the same incident happened for the second time, it is no longer that you have been fooled, but you are a fool already. Diba? Mayroon yung saying ganyan, diba? So yun po, that is the reason why. That is the reason why. No? And bakit ganon, sabi mga Filipino dito? Bakit ganon? Instead of protecting the welfare and interests of the Filipinos at saka ang Constitution natin po, bakit si John Vic Remulla nag-announce pa po, parang masaya pa siya mag-announce, masaya, na okay, we will organize a task force comprising of 10,000 policemen to help secure the arrest of Senator Bato de la Rosa based on kung sakali totoo itong warrant of arrest. Ganon ba yun po? Ganon ba yun ngayon sa Pilipinas? Grabe Grabe po. I don't know what is happening sa Pilipinas po. Pero ito ang sitwasyon. Ito ang sentimiento ng mga Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia. Especially sa Sabah. And I suppose, hindi lang kami po. I suppose, mga ibang overseas Filipino workers po, ang mga migrant workers, Filipino migrants natin sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, I suppose they also feel the same thing po. They also feel the same thing. Hindi naman siguro lahat, but I tell you, marami po. is not happy with itong mga developments dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dyan po sa Pilipinas. Kaya nga sigaw ng mga Filipinas po, dyan po sa social media, and sigaw din ng mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah, sabi nila, Sir Nick, para sa amin, para sa atin siguro po, Sir Nick, let us hope that Senator Bato de la Rosa will not fall sa trap na yan po. Ibig sabihin, do not come out. Do not come out. No? Until may guarantee talaga po na we have to respect o magrespeto sila po ang korte natin po, which is very, very functional po. No? Very functional. Yan po ang opinion, ang observation ng mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah. And you cannot blame us po kung ganon, if this is how we feel. If this is how we feel po. Grabe, di ba? Grabe po. So kayo, what do you think? Depende na sa inyo po. I will just leave it sa inyo po. What I'm trying to do is just to sabihin natin, share with you po whatever info I got, ang mga latest updates dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dyan po sa Pilipinas. Okay, the other topic that I want to touch is, ito naman po, bukas, May 11. May 11 po, now, ang House of Representatives will be convening ang plenary session nila po, and during the plenary session, before they will end the plenary session po, they are going to vote. They are going to vote whether to officially impeach si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte or not. Now, anong requirements? The requirement is, during the votation, they must acquire 1/3 of the total votes dyan po sa House of Representatives o sa Kamara. 1/3. So what is the figure of 1/3? The figure of 1/3 is, out of the 318 congressmen, kung 1/3 yan po, it means 106. And for me, 106 is not that impossible to get. In fact, sa palagay ko po, ngayon, mayroon na po 106. 106. And in fact, if you hear ang mga news dyan po sa Pilipinas, if you are monitoring, na mayroon mga congressmen were saying, mayroon na sila more than 200. Mayroon na, sabi ni Congressman Terry Ridon, mayroon na 215. And there is a big possibility that the number will further increase bukas po. Bukas po. Because last year, they managed to get a total votes of 215. And after that po, may naghabol pa po. I think they managed to reach 280. And some of the congressmen ngayon po, as early as yesterday, today po, they forecast po na there is a possibility more than 215. While others were saying it will no longer, they won't be able to achieve the 215 or 280 votes they achieved or they garnered last year po. Dahil karamihan ng mga, sabihin natin na mga congressmen ngayon po, they have to think twice na po. Think twice na po. So, ito, let's see what will happen bukas. What will happen bukas po sa plenary session po. And I'll make sure that I will monitor ang session bukas dyan po sa Kongreso. And ito po, let me share with you. Itong istorya lumabas po dyan sa Philippine Star, PhilStar po. Ang heading ng news article is PDP Laban threatens blacklist over Sara Duterte impeach vote. Ito po, this is the news. Just for your information po. PDP Laban is turning Monday's impeachment vote into a loyalty test for lawmakers. Loyalty test na ito. Tingnan natin kung saan sila. No? In a statement Sunday, May 10, or ngayon po, or today, the party, ang PDP Laban po, warned that legislators who vote to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte would be barred from running under the PDP banner and could face challengers backed by the party in their districts. So, there is something to do with the 2028 presidential election. Kung pabor kayo sa impeachment in Sara Duterte, now do not expect, you will not be allowed to run under the banner carrying the flag of PDP Laban. And at the same time, sabi ang PDP Laban, which now spearheaded by Davao Mayor, si Baste, or Sebastian Baste Duterte, sabi niya po, we are going to put candidates to go against you during the election. During the election po. Grabe din po, no? The party led by Davao City Vice Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, who is now the acting mayor, declared its firm and principled opposition to what it described as the politically driven impeachment of Vice President. Those who vote for the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte cannot expect political refuge in PDP. In PDP, sabi ang partido. They will not be allowed to cross over to the party. They will be blacklisted from running under the PDP banner. And where necessary, PDP will field and support a competitive candidate in their district. Grabe po, no? And if you look at this trend of the mga Dutertes ngayon po, dito sila sa Mindanao and a portion dyan po sa Visayas. So, mayroon sila capital na po ng boto po. I think around 34% po of the total votes dyan po sa Pilipinas. Mayroon na sila, na-secure na sila ng 35%. So, ang mga congressmen ngayon po, they have to think twice. If they are thinking about their future as a congressman, then they have to think twice po. Kasi everybody is now watching ang sitwasyon dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially ngayon po or tomorrow sa impeachment voting kay Inday Sara Duterte po. Remember, you cannot hide anymore because the voting tomorrow dyan po sa Kamara o dyan po sa House of Representatives during the plenary session po will be done nominal voting po. What is the meaning of nominal voting? The meaning of nominal voting po, it means there will be calling of the roll call. Roll call yan po, pangalan ng mga congressmen. Once your name will be called, then you go to the podium and make clear your stand. Whether you are supporting an impeachment ni Inday Sara Duterte or you are not supporting the impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. Yes or no lang po. And I'm sure millions of Filipinos tomorrow tutok yun po sa plenary session po. And we don't know for how long it will last. Maybe it will be until midnight. Or baka there is a possibility, baka it will continue the following day. So, nobody can escape. The public will know kung saan kayo po mga congressmen. Where you stand. For yes, impeachment. No, for no impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. Grabe po. Grabe po. And, yun po. For me, nandyan na po ang mga forecast ng mga congressmen And especially, very vocal po ang mga Justice Committee members ng House of Representatives. The other day po, they conducted itong hearing. Ang hearing po ng impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte to determine whether meron ba sufficiency in form, sufficiency in substance, may grounds ba ba, and mayroon ba probable cause. And based on the outcome of the hearing of the Justice Committee po, they submitted a report to the plenary session po na they're saying na mayroon probable cause, and ito na po, recommendation is to impeach si Inday Sara Duterte. But for me, tapos na po ang laban dyan po sa Kamara. That's how I look at it. Unless something will happen tomorrow po. Something will happen tomorrow. Especially itong, I don't say it threat, but reminders lang ito po sa mga congressmen coming from PDP Laban. And mayroon din yung mga balita lumabas early this week. They're saying na sabi daw ang Iglesia ni Cristo, and they're very known. Everybody knows and stand ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Since last year hanggang ngayon po, ang stand ng Iglesia ni Cristo is no for impeachment dahil ang dami pa tayong problema sa Pilipinas. Last year, they're talking about ang mga problema natin po. And this year, nagdagdag pa ang problema. Itong Middle East conflict. And then, apuro pa rin po, dyan pa rin po, they want ang impeachment ni Inday Sara Duterte. And magkano ang budget? The budget for the impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte, based on the budget given last year, was 26 million po. 26 million. And the robe alone for the senator judges po, mayroon na sila, and it costs per robe, ang damit nila po, it costs 7,000 each. In other words, sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, na naggastos na sila po. Out of the 26 million, they already spend almost 500,000 pesos po sa robe lang po and other expenses po. And other expenses. I don't know where will be the venue ng impeachment trial kung sakali matuluyan po. Will it be in a hotel wherein the government will be renting, and makano naman yun po ang rental, ang pagkain ng mga tao during the hearing, because it will be every week, ilan days in a week. And of course, mayroon pa yung mga other expenses po. Mga other expenses. So let's see po. Kaya nga mga tao din po is not happy dahil problema na ngayon, pera sa Pilipinas, nakaw na trillions of pesos yan po sa flood control projects, and hanggang ngayon, nothing. Wala tayong concrete result coming from the government na makulong itong mga magnanakaw po, ang mga mastermind. So far, sabi ni Ping Lacson, sa kanya po, based on his investigation, sabi niya po, walang overall mastermind. Ibig sabihin po, let's say sa Bulacan, mayroon isang mastermind yan po sa DPWH, sa ibang lugar, mayroon din po, sila-sila lang yan po, walang overall mastermind po. Posible ba yan po? They will do on their own, and wala sa itaas. Nobody knows about what they are happening po, doing po. Ganon ba yun? Posible ba yun po? Many Filipinos, kami dito po sa Sabah, sa Malaysia po, we strongly believe na mayroon talaga mastermind. Sino yan po? Kami dito sa Sabah, okay. We believe si si Saldico is one of the masterminds. We believe lang ito po, ano? It doesn't mean totoo na ito. But we strongly believe na si former Speaker Martin Romualdez is also a mastermind. And lumabas na based on the mga informations coming from the Ombudsman, coming from DOJ, coming from the government itself, no? Government itself po, may mga implications po ang pangalan ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. And if we look at the command responsibility, it is very impossible for such a huge syndicated daylight robbery that the President doesn't know what is happening po. Yun lang po. That's how we look at it. We could be wrong. They could be correct. But what we want is investigate properly po. Investigate talaga. Ito, Blue Ribbon Committee, go and investigate. Invite si Martin Romualdez. Forget itong courtesy, ano yan? Ano sabi nila? Yung inter-courtesy, between the Senate and the House of Representatives. We are talking about trillions of money here po. Hindi ito biro po. And hanggang ngayon po, the Filipinos are suffering every time may ulan po. Takot na takot ang mga Filipinos po. There will be a flood victim. Should there be any calamities po? Dahil wala itong mga public facilities po. Kailangan, sana lang po, natayo na ito po using itong pera ng taxpayers' money. Pero they did not use it properly. Instead, they nakwapit yun po. Diba? So, wala tayong facilities po. Wala tayong facilities. Diyan po ang problema sa Pilipinas. Umulan na po dito sa Kota Kinabalu. Siguro parte na ito ni Kaloy. Parte na ito ni Kaloy. But based on the itong ulan that we are experiencing now po, ay hindi naman ito malakas. I don't think so. This will cause flash flood dito sa distrito namin po sa Penampang. Because Penampang district is also identified as a flood-prone district po. No? So, the way how I look at it, unless non-stop ito hanggang mamaya, alas 10, alas 11 or midnight po, so there is a possibility, bukas, we will hear the news, we'll read ang news sa mga newspaper po na flooded ang Penampang. Anyway, ingat-ingat lang tayo, both sa Sama o Kota Kinabalu, and dyan po sa Pilipinas, kung apektado kayo sa arrival ni Kaloy, continue to monitor, especially those who are staying in the riverbanks, continue to monitor ang rising water dyan po sa inyo, and kung sakali kailangan na talaga evacuate, please do so po, for your own safety. For your own safety. So, siguro po, kasi maingay na eh. So, siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang episode natin for today, May 10, Sunday ngayon po. And you don't worry because I'll continue to monitor ang situation dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially tomorrow. I'll make sure po that you will get the genuine news po, hindi fake news po, of what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. So, maski paano, I hope I managed to entertain you sa inyong lahat. And maski paano po, I hope I managed also, in a way or so, managed to update you. Siguro hindi naman lahat ang mga hot stories sa Pilipinas, but itong impeachment, itong warrant of arrest, and Mother's Day celebration po, no? Mother's Day celebration. So, maski paano, I hope it served the purpose. itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. So once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye! And I love you all. You take care.